there's this video I wanted to watch. It looked very interesting. The thumbnail was very interesting to me. Thank God I'm not your fan and secretly hate you. We gotta kill you. Don't ever reveal I'm a Panky fan to femboys just in case I got you. Oh no, 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 no. Oh my God. So, okay, chat. So, I would like to watch another video because it's a react stream. We gotta follow you there. That's crazy. That's insane, Pookie. I want to watch another video here. So it's a video about Balatro, Nubby, and Rube Goldburg machines. Now, Balatro, of course, needs no explanation. Everyone knows what Balatro is. Nubby is an amazing game, dude. If you don't know anything, you guys need to play Nubby's Number Factory. If you guys haven't played it, it's like $5 on Steam. This game is actually super duper fun to play. You guys should absolutely play Nubby's Number Factory. I love it so much. But yeah, you guys should absolutely play Nubby's Number Factory. And then Rube Goldberg machines. Back when I was in middle school, we had a big group project that we had to do where we had to make Rube Goldberg machines for one of the classes I had, and it was fun. I liked it, except my group kind of sucked. What is Balatro? Mods? String Pip up naked and whip them.
Rube Goldburg machines aren't made to be the most efficient ways to complete a task. Their creation...
Yes, Rube Goldburg machines are a machine that are designed to complete a mundane task that could be done way easier than doing the Rube Goldburg machine, but the Rube Goldburg machine is simply just for the aura farming of it. It's simply made for aura farming.
With the express purpose of being interesting. Without an inherent task, they're more about interlocking elements of its many cogs.
It's basically just like it's like Rube Goldberg machines are just like like aura slop, you know? Like it's just made just entertainment slop, you know? It's just like whatever, sure, do shit.
Often without literally being a cog. Excluding the element of intentional inefficiency, what makes the machines interesting is how different elements of the machine relate to one another. Last year, Balatro released, asking a very simple task of you. Pass the number on the left of the screen. This is done by playing hands that have their own values, and jokers that can modify that value in some way depending on if certain constraints are met. People describe this as a poker game, but in reality, that's a light veil that hides what is in reality.
Balatro is not a poker game. It uses elements from poker, like the hands and the cards, but it's not at all like poker.
A math game. Reading it out sounds incredibly boring, even more so once you point out that the entire goal of the game is to add numbers together. This year, Nubby's Number Factory released. It asks you to pass the number on the right side of the screen.
I love Nubby! Sorry.
This is done by hitting the pegs on the board with Nubby, at which point Nubby adds that to the total.
It's basically like Nubby is like kind of like a little pachinko peggle machine, where you get items that make your pachinko peggle machine do crazy shit. It's very cool. My kid watches you. Now I know where their interest in femboys come from. Grandpappy Mike? What the fuck kind of message is that? What do you mean? Your kid watches you? Mods, we gotta get this kid out. What the fuck? Thank you, Grandpappy, though. I'm glad, Grandpappy, I hope that you, like, if you write me into your will, I'll let you give me back shots, Grandpappy, okay? I will. I will. If you write me into the will, I'll let you do anything you want. I feel like we're glossing over the fact that you said her interest. I love nerd slop. I know I said Balatro is more like Yahtzee, and someone in Discord wanted to kiss me.
Value in some way depending on if certain constraints are met, and perks that can interact with those items.
This looks like an early 2000s edutainment game. Look, here's the thing, right? Look. It looks weird as fuck, and it looks like an early 90s, like, shitty slop game, but it's actually amazing. It's actually amazing. I'm a grandfather at 33. Love the stream. How old is your kid? Like, fucking 5? What are we talking about?
And conditions.
Your kid's gotta be like 2!
On paper, this game also sounds incredibly dull. However, both of these games in practice are incredibly successful, and for good reason.
I love it.
They're
I love
fantastic.
It so much. Yes!
If there's anything that both of these games do excellently, is allowing the player to develop interesting machines. Items and jokers by themselves are quite plain. Individually, they have simple outcomes, which
I'd play this game if it was even remote visually appealing. Prince Slime, I'm telling you, like, the more you play this game, the more you fall in love with this aesthetic. I'm telling you, like, I know it looks weird, but like the aesthetic is actually super unique and amazing. Like once you like actually play it, you just need to give it a try. It's one of those games you just need to give it a try yourself and you'll love it.
By design. The impact that the individual piece has on the rest of the machine needs to be understood by the player, since the focus of these games isn't that the parts themselves are interesting, but the relationship to one another. 3D Glasses emits a burst that doubles the value of the pegs next to it, increasing the value of the majority of the board. Its condition for going off, though, is based on the first peg popped, so it only activates once. It's still good, but it's isolated. Then I got a perk that has the item that's in slot 3 activate multiple times, so long as the
perk affects the item in slot 4 depending on the pegs. Dude,
item in slot 4 activates 10 times. Without another item, this is useless for now, but is about to create a chain of dependencies. Entering the shop, I'm caught between some complicated choices. Some items might be useful individually, but there's a chain of dependencies.
That's crazy, by the way. My wife is 50. You're 33. What kind of riz do you have to have? Holy fuck.
To be filled. Items that directly add to the score might be less useful than items that have simple conditions to activate. The value of what's written obscures what might...
He's basically just explaining it. It's basically just like, okay. Like, 5 pegs popped. Every time Nubby hits a peg on the board, every single time he hits it and it gives you a score, that's considered a peg popped. Every 5 pegs popped with Nubby, it gives you plus 5 points, and it has a 150 chance to metamorphosize, where it basically just turns into a new item, right? It's like, it's not, I think he's explaining it like a little bit more complicated than it actually is. It's not hard at all.
Might be the value
I love pegging
of the item's part in a greater machine. Ultimately, I go for an item that activates a lot to activate the perk to activate the item. The outcome of all of these different systems is still simple at the moment, but their dependencies on one another to complete or excel at the task makes them interesting. As more and more items come into play, understanding the relationship of different items gets slightly harder to manage, and adding and removing elements within the composition has to be more strongly considered, as the new part might be better in isolation, but detrimental in its relationship to other parts of the machine. The same goes for Balatro, although what sets Balatro and Nubby apart is how far the relationship cascade goes. While Nubby is still great for creating a machine, the point of control is squarely on the machine itself. At a basic level, both games can be segmented similarly. The player has control of the machine, and the machine interacts with the input, which the player has partial control of. In Balatro, that's the cards played, and in Nubby, that's the board and pegs.
Yes, okay. So the cards and the board are the machines. Okay, I need to actually play Nubby. Nubby is a great game. I love it. Each item has a cause and effect that makes a chain with other items. Yes. I love my roguelike slop. I love roguelite slop, dude. Roguelite slop is like some of the most fun shit ever. I'm telling you, roguelite slop is amazing.
While Nubby lets you re-roll the board once around, it doesn't allow you control over the board itself. Balatro offers more control over the input, though it's important that it does it in an indirect way. The randomization of the draw is important to keep the player on their toes and consider a wide variety
look at those fucking kings. Holy fuck.
Of options, but they can attempt to tailor aspects of the draw through modifying, expanding, and thinning the deck. Any of these choices might be good or bad depending on the context. Later into the game, you might have a machine that's geared towards kings, so thinning the deck to get
Doctor, inject roguelite slop synergies into my veins. Dude, you have no idea. I love my roguelite slop.
Rid of cards.
You guys see the thread on Twitter where it's like I'm tired of friend slop games, and friend slop games is like these like 4-player co-op games that are meant to like farm clips and shit on like TikTok and stuff. Like those are friend slop games. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie. Like I think the person who like came up with the term friend slop is real as fuck though. Friend slop is real as fuck. I saw it. It's so I actually think he was kind of cooking with that one. Like the more I think about it, I'm like, wait, he is kind of cooking. Like friend slop is like a real thing. Cause like there are just there's so many developers who are making these fucking games like Repo's good, right? But like games like Repo, where it's like it's clear that that the only reason why they made them is to like farm friend slot for a bunch of money.
That aren't kings, or adding to the deck with kings.
Those are the games you buy because your employee friend told you to play it once with a group chat. Exactly. The last friend I'm going to play was Among Us.
Specifically, increase the chance of being able to play the desired input. However, by modifying the deck in this way, you're reducing flexibility. It might be a good idea now, crazy. But could come back to bite you later.
Thank you, Grandpappy Mike, for the 2 gifted subs. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you, Grandpa. I love you. I will be bouncing on it tonight in order to get in the will. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Or face cards might be disabled through a boss, or a good card could appear that might have been a better choice if the deck wasn't already modified to the specific build. With this, the effect on how you modified the potential inputs can reinforce or devalue the relationship between the machine and the input. Okay. Nubby, on the other hand, doesn't have the same privilege, and as a result can run into points of play.
Dude, like, Nubby is, like, unironically a really hard game, because it, like he was saying it in Balatro, the machine in which you score, you can control a lot better by like drawing cards and picking what cards you play. The machine you use to score in Nubby is a board of randomized pegs, and you are at the whims of Nubby not locking. Like you're at the whims of if Nubby decides to lock in or not. You know, if Nubby decides that he doesn't want to lock in and he just falls off the board immediately and kills himself, you're fucked. There have been so many runs I've had in this game where Nubby just kills himself over and over and over, and I lose the run. Nubby's a great game, though. I love it. I love homosexuality. We gotta kill you. First time hearing, what did I just hear? What did I say? Need to go, it's late. See ya, thank you. Mwah, 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 mwah. So it's not a big game of chance. There's a lot of ways to like guarantee you get points. There's a lot of items that guarantee points no matter what. There's a lot of things you can do, but like, you know, you can't control entirely what Nubby does once he gets on the board, you know? And it's like sometimes he bounces in a way that just fucks you over.
Where the player stops making choices if the player has already built a machine.
You have 100%, you have like 80% control in Balatro
that they're satisfied with. The player literally has to choose where they send the ball, but they've built a machine that's so strong that they're clocked out. When the player has a setup that works, the possibility of failure effectively disappears. They'll always have a Nubby, and they'll always have a set of pegs to be interacted with. And that consistency in the input has the player unable to make more room for synergy. It's not just that there's no room for risk, it's also that there's no room to expand. Through updates, the game is still open for this to potentially become a feature in the future, perhaps with the option to buy different shapes of pegs that have them bounce in more predictable ways, or pegs that have properties like flippers to make them actively keep Nubby alive for longer. Armchair game design aside, any changes to the input would have an impact on other elements of the design. Questions like how does the player gain access to the ability to modify the input only have answers that will impact other systems. The fun for the player is the Rube Goldburg machine that they make, and the challenge for the designer is keeping the environment of that machine together. This is important to understand when it comes to valuing the shop, which, in my opinion, completes the cycle of both games. The shop both restricts and provides flexibility to the player that holds the entire experience together. If the player was allowed to pick from every Joker in the shop in Balatro, new players would be completely overloaded from choice, and experienced players would have to self-impose restrictions to reduce repetition. The shop only letting you pick.
Dude, I fucking love like Balatro. It's just like I'm the type of bitch. Okay, here's the thing, right? I am a slut when it comes to big numbers, right? I love getting big numbers. I love games where I can make money and make bitches and get bans, right? Dude, Balatro is so good. I'm the type of person where when I play Stardew Valley, I'm min-maxing the entire playthrough in order to get max money and get the optimal amount of money that I can every single day. I'm one of those people that ruins Stardew Valley for everyone else because I'm min-maxing too much, right? Look at this. Ah! Sorry, I came a little in my pants. But yeah, I know. I love games, dude. And like roguelikes in general are like fun. And like me and my brother were talking about this, where me and my brother, we do drugs together on occasion, right? And we did shrooms together. And like we were kind of talking about it when we were just like when we were during our trip, where he really likes RTS games like Warcraft or StarCraft because he likes having control over it. And in StarCraft and Warcraft, there is a lot of control that you have over the game and stuff like that. That makes it so that like not every game is the same, but it's like, you know, you have a routine and you have a play style that you have against, right? In games like Balatro, I love roguelikes like this because it's like different every single run, so it makes me feel stimulated because it's like never the same thing. And so I always get really excited like making like new like combinations of cards and just like having like fun shit going on.
From Two
But yeah,
Jokers by
I love
default gives
roguelikes.
new players a simple choice and experienced players the necessary limitation to make those choices meaningful, even with a clear understanding of what's
The
possible.
feeling of gaining control in
Ambiguity
this
of the
chaos is super epic. That is true.
future in both games encourages players to make choices in the present, even if no option is ideal. This is true of a lot of roguelikes and deck
Body of
builders
Isaac!
and roguelike deck
Inscription! Wait, is this a deck building roguelike? Oh my god!
builders. The difference here
Deck building roguelike!
is that this simple choice early is likely to interact with another choice later. In Nubby, it might be items that work together that go on to influence the greater direction of the entire build. An item that had an influence might later be removed from the machine to make for a greater synergy later, but it still had an influence on why
can't
the
put down the
machine that you've
peg.
built has the chain of dependencies that it currently does. Compare this to the Binding of Isaac, where many non-consumable items exist in perpetuity. There are occasionally
boy, but
good
not
choices in regards to not taking items in the first place, but often the relationship between items exists by the circumstance of what the game has put in front of you from the seed, rarely the choices that you as a player had to weigh up based on what might change the fundamental relationship between items.
Dude, I'm telling you, but no better feeling in the world than playing the Binding of Isaac, starting up a run, and the first item you get is like magic mushroom or polyphemus. I'm telling you, holy fuck. When you start a run and you randomly get one of the best items in the game, oh my god, the feeling of pog that you get is oh my, it's unfathomable.
Unlikely or less present to have cascading effects on another, not impossible.
Binding of Isaac gives a lot of trash in its runs, and so it's like when you like, okay, you have to think about it where it's like games like Binding of Isaac and Balatro, they have to purposefully put in runs that are, or they have to purposely put in items that are bad to elevate the rarity and elevate the excitedness that you get when you run into an actually godlike item, right? So that's why in Binding of Isaac, you have shit like you have like dog shit fucking items like the zero gravity tears or whatever, or like the ones that orbit around you. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the worst times in the game in my opinion. So that it puts in items like that so you can get actually good items like you know, like polyphemus, magic mushroom, brimstone, shit like that. Never and brimstone come true.
Possible, just less likely. In both Nubby and Balatro, any choices made in the shop will have an impact.
That is true. In Binding of Isaac, you can win with pure skill. Like, you technically don't need items in order to win a run in the Binding of Isaac. In Balatro, you need items and jokers in order to get in order to win in the higher stakes. Like in white stake, yeah, you could technically do it with no jokers because of jokerless, but it's really hard to do that, and it's not common. But once you get to like orange, gold stake, purple stake, whatever, you need items to win. And so it sometimes you can just get fucked over because of the shop. And so there are some runs where you play it and you lose no matter what. It was always rigged. In Binding of Isaac, you can win with pure skill.
Impact on choices made later. The small amount of choices that need to be made help from avoiding it becoming overwhelming, while the large amount of impact that it might have keeps the game varied. Between the two, Balatro's shop has more impact though. You're going to directly benefit from the jokers, so typically you'll end up gravitating towards that first, but you're always given choice to refine parts of the input with an equally small set of choices. This also means that unlike Nubby, you're unlikely to reach a point where you stop regarding the shop entirely. Even with an ideal set of items, you're always looking to refine the possibility of inputs, checking.
Stop simming. No! That is true. Well, I mean, oh, no, I think he's kind of wrong because the shops still do matter because of the cafe. Because the cafe will at least, like, maybe most of the time give you something that's nice, like maybe kebab. It'll give you the croissant perk. It'll give you like the cookie that lets you duplicate items. Like, yeah, the cafe is still a pretty big part, but there are some points in like the Nubby runs where eventually you just don't give a shit about the shop, and that's like especially when you get to endless. Like even in like Balatro, you always care about going to the shop because you can get stuff like you can get stuff like spectral packs or tarot cards and shit like that are like almost always useful.
Unlikely to reach a point where you stop regarding the shop entirely. Even with an ideal set of items, you're always looking to refine the possibility of inputs, checking for planets, constantly attempting to expand even when the effective choices become narrow. Your goal, and much of the satisfaction, comes less from the game itself, but the multitude of relations inside of the machine you've created, the unpredictability of how those relations might impact the future, and the circumstance that impacts the present. I don't think either of these games are revolutionary new concepts in game design. You can see this kind of concept in games as disconnected as Halo. They're merely a new point of emphasis on pre-existing ideas, ones that I suspect are going to be the foundation for many games in the future.
I love it. I love it so much. What's going on with Panky? Sorry, I was stimming. I got distracted by how cute I was. Anyway, this was a good video. I liked it a lot. Sammy sent it. I've seen this video a couple of times on my For You page. And it's cool, like just kind of analyzing the I guess the like the relationship that the player has in like games like Balatro and Nubby, and like equating that to like Rube Goldburg machines, because I always thought Rube Goldburg machines were cool. I like this connection. This is a good video. I liked it. I'll send the link in chat here. Go give it a like, go give him a sub or whatever. It was a good video though. I liked it a lot. Leon, yeah, I love it. It was a good video. Thank you so much, my Puku Wooker. Thank you so much, my Puku. Oh my god. Turn that down! Oh my god! Oh my god. I need a... remind me, I'm raising the price of that sound. People play that a little too much for how cheap it is. I need to raise the price of that to like 5k. Or like 10k. I need to make sure that you Scott the Woz video! Yeah! Sorry, I got excited. Look up Panky inflation to learn more. Sorry, I saw a new Scott the Woz video and I nearly came. Holy fuck, I love Scott the Woz video. Nerdy? No, I love it. It's great. I love it. I love Scott the Woz. Scott the Woz is one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. It's unfortunate that that he doesn't upload nearly as much anymore. It really is unfortunate. But I have watched his Lego games video like 4 times already. I unironically think I know that it's like recency bias, but I think his Lego games video is my favorite video that he's made to date so far. The other one being the one about Toys to Life. His Toys to Life video was really good. And that was a video made for a Make-A-Wish kid. A Make-A-Wish kid asked him to make a video about Skylanders, and he was like, I'll make a video about Skylanders, but I'm gonna make it about Toys to Life in general, and then I'll talk about Skylanders. He talked about Skylanders a lot in it. The one about Gex, Chibi Robo. Look, also his childhood games was also really good. What was it? Childhood Games Collection? This was another really good video. He had a lot of like all like the drawings that he did in it, because I'm pretty sure he did all the drawings himself. Were really silly. I liked it. Added a lot of charm. All of his videos are really good videos. Now, all of his videos are good. They're just like some favorites that I have, but I love Scott the Woz. I love Scott. I love you, Scott the Woz. Please upload more.